are. Good evening. Welcome to the Virtual College Exploration session for Indiana students. And tonight you're going to learn about IU Kokomo. A couple of things we want to cover before we hand it over to our IU Kokomo rep. First, if you have questions that you would like to ask, you can use the Q&A button to type your questions for Sarah Bird, our presenter. Your camera and your microphone are turned off. And so the panelists can't see or hear you. We want to make sure that we remind you that this is the first of many, or today is the first of many days of specific college and university sessions for the Virtual College Exploration, 2 weeks of sessions. So please sign up for more sessions. You can do that at inacac.org/virtual college exploration. And we also want to let you know that there might be several of these that you'd like to watch that are happening at the same time. And so please know that they all will be recorded and available on the inacac.org/virtual college exploration website. And with that, I'm going to hand things over to Sarah Bird, our Indiana University Kokomo rep, and she's going to share some great information with you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. So my name is Sarah Bird. I do work for Indiana University Kokomo, and tonight I am so excited to be here with you guys to just share a little bit about our campus and how incredible the opportunities are with our university. So the first thing I'm going to do this evening in the question and answer box, I am going to post the, oh, there is no way. Okay, so I'll just use our share feature and we will work through some of the information. So, okay, so typically I start off my presentations by kind of explaining the IU system. So IU Kokomo is one of many different campuses in the IU system. We have some very large campuses. We have, of course, a campus in downtown Indianapolis. We have some fully online programs and fully online opportunities. IU Kokomo, the way that we fit within that IU puzzle is we offer more of a private school style experience. IU really wanted to focus on making sure that there was something for everybody within the state of Indiana. And so no matter what type of college experience you're looking for, you can find an IU option that would fit those types of needs. So tonight, I'm going to be using our press book just to kind of showcase many different features about IU Kokomo. So we've started off on the Discover and Achieve page, but we're going to kind of move on to the Connect and Engage. So IU Kokomo, kind of digging into who we are, okay? So we are more of that private school experience. So if you are a student that's looking for that personalized individual style experience, where maybe your class sizes are between 18 and 22, you really are going to find that type of opportunity at IU Kokomo. In a class size like ours, it's very similar to what you would find in your high school settings, right? Your teachers know you. They know if you are on the track team. They know if you march tuba in the marching band. They know if you're strong in writing or if you need some more support in math. They know if you do your homework or if you don't do your homework. So they know all of those types of things about you. And that's really the environment you're going to find on a campus like ours. And the strength of an environment like that is that really your education really gets personalized to what your needs are. So if you need extra help in a certain area, your faculty are going to know enough about you to help guide you to be the best you that you can be. And just kind of going back, so IU Kokomo, we have a student faculty ratio of 15:1. And what that means is that for every 15 students that are studying full-time on our campus, there's one full-time faculty member. So it really just shows that personalized connection that you're going to have access to as a student on our campus. And then now we're going to head over to our Develop and Research page. Here we go. So statistics show that a lot of learning that happens in college happens outside of the classroom. And we know that, and we want our students to have that type of opportunity to grow and learn as much as possible in a college experience. And so we offer what's called our KEY program, okay? Our KEY program, it stands for the Kokomo Experience in You. And what it is out of the classroom learning style experiences. Now these vary depending on what program you're in. Some key experiences, for example, geology, they go out and they participate in dig sites, hands-on dig sites in Yellowstone every summer. And our computer science and informatics students, they've gotten to go out to Google, the Google headquarters, and they've learned about the IT profession, the IT world, and kind of the latest and greatest in that world. And then so other areas, our communication students. So our chancellor, her name is Dr. Susan Shimei-Gazeki. She was a communications faculty for many, many, many years. And so she took our communication students to New York, and they learned about all different types of different communication styles. So things like news communication, things like entertainment communication. You know, they got to go behind the scenes of the Jimmy Fallon show and the Today Show, and just learn about different aspects of communication and what they can do with an IU degree in the real world with big boy and big girl jobs. And so it was super cool that our students really get those types of experiences to really grow and develop outside of the classroom and really see what the sky is the limit. Some of our other areas like business and criminal justice, they partner up and they go to Disney World. And so the business students, while they're at Disney, they learn about the Disney business model and all of those types of you know, breakdowns. And then our criminal justice students, they learn about the security setup at Disney and things like that. So a lot of experiences and a lot of enriching out of the classroom opportunities for our students through the KEY experience, okay? Now, one of the best things, in my opinion, about the KEY program is that the vast majority of these trips are included in your tuition dollars. So for a private school experience, you're getting those types of trip opportunities and outside of the classroom learning experiences for a mere $7,800 a year. And y'all, that I said that totally for real, $7,800 a year. That is full-time fall, full-time spring classes. In IU, we are under a banded tuition. So that means that anything between the realm of 12 to 18 credit hours a semester is considered in that, that cost or that price tag, okay? So what I'm gonna move on now is we're gonna go over and look at some of the majors that we offer, because that's kind of important. So over in the contents, the majors and minors page, this is where we have a list of all of our different types of programs, certificates, minors, master's programs, things like that. And then you can kind of see the breakdown of all of the different areas. And this is kind of where I'm gonna ask you guys in the Q&A area, if you could put in any type of majors that you're interested in learning about. So if you have a particular major that you would like me to kind of expand on, I would love to talk about some particular majors. So I'll give you guys a few minutes. I'm gonna open that up too. And let me go back to sharing my screen so you can see those majors and minors. Okay. Okay, so it looks like somebody's interested in the nursing program. So nursing on our campus, it is our largest and most popular program. And so this particular program has incredible benefits. And some of the things that make our program unique specifically is that our program offers a state-of-the-art simulation experience. Pretty much what it is, it's set up like a hospital setting. Okay, so we have 4 different units, and each of these units has things like oxygen and crash carts and hospital beds and all of those types of things that you would find in a hospital setting, okay? And then they have these things, I call them mannequin robots. I don't really know the official term, but they are essentially robot people that can mirror different types of scenarios that you would find in a hospital setting. So they can have chest sounds and breath sounds. They can talk to you. That you can do IVs on them. They can throw up on you. One of them is a robot mom that gives birth to robot babies. And so there's so many ways that they can create learning opportunities in a controlled environment. And the purpose of this is really to help our students build that critical thinking that is so crucial to a nursing environment. Something else that makes our program more unique is that we offer 3 times the clinical hours that an average Indiana program does. So it just kind of goes back to who we are. We really focus on that hands-on experiential style learning. Our program, you're going to be in the hospitals working with RNs in group settings, individual settings, so much. And that really allows for you to have that hands-on learning style experience. And then something else, our program, we have 100% placement rate for our nursing students. So that means that everybody that has graduated our program in the last, I think it's like 4 or 5 years, has been employed in the nursing world within 6 months after graduation. And I even had a couple of nursing students that have worked for me over the last couple of years that had employment before they even finished their program. And so it's pretty incredible, the connections and the relationships that you can create and you can have through that clinical experience. And then we also have an extremely high NCLEX pass rate. So I would challenge you to definitely look at the programs that NCLEX pass rate when you're looking at programs that are specific for you. You want to make sure that it's a good quality program and their NCLEX pass rate is as high as possible. So a great program though. I was excited to get to talk about it. Let me see what the next one. So it looks like we also have somebody interested in accounting. So our School of Business is one of my favorite things to talk about. So I am an alum of IU Kokomo, but I actually graduated from the School of Business. And my program specifically, I worked with marketing and management. So those were my 2 concentrations in my undergrad. And I'm currently a student working on my master's, my MBA, through the School of Business. And so I feel like I've kind of grown up a little bit through the School of Business, and they've kind of seen me grow up into who I am today. But the School of Business, their experience was fantastic. I have had the best hands-on learning opportunities that I could have asked for. Different things through capstone programs, through different types of projects, getting involved in InACAC. InACAC is a business-based community service project organization that has tons of benefits and networking opportunities and things along those lines. So definitely an experience that I am super proud of to be able to have had. We do offer the same accreditations as the Kelly schools at Bloomington and IUPUI. And so we are really, really proud of that. That allows us to have the same quality of education and the same quality of research on our institute, or on our campus, like the Kelly schools as well. So great program. Let me see if we've got any others. Okay, so one other area I do want to talk about, so we do a lot of research on our campus, which, you know, for more of a smaller style university, the quality and the quantity of research that comes out of our institution is pretty incredible. And so one of the benefits of research on our campus as an undergrad student is that you really have the opportunity to get involved in research on an undergrad level. So, you know, a lot of times if you go to a larger university, those research spots are kind of reserved for those grad level students because there's just X number of research opportunities. Whereas on a campus like ours, you really don't have to fight against those grad level students because we primarily service undergrad programs. And so you can be, and I know of students right off the top of my head that are published researchers, and they have published research with faculty members on our campus before they've even graduated their undergrad. Now, this is crucial for a couple of different reasons. Depending on what program you're interested in, research can make or break your next level, right? A lot of times psychology on our campus does a lot of research. And the research on that in that particular program is really focused on what you're interested in. The School of Science has a lot of our pre-professional programs, things like pre-med, pre-vet sciences, pre-pharmacy, pre-physical therapy, those types of programs. And you have opportunities to have research published before you graduate your undergrad, which means that when you go to apply for med school or you go to apply to that grad level, you have a huge, shining star of quality on your resume through that research opportunity. So it really will allow you to kind of stand out against your competition. So let's go ahead. I've talked so much so far about the academic world, but as you guys know, there's so much more to a campus experience than just the academic side. And so if you're following along on the contents page, we're going to go over to the Mix and Mingle tab. So on our campus, and I really am honored to be able to talk about this just because it really was my experience. But on a campus like ours, typically you feel like you have to sacrifice, and you don't at IU Kokomo. You don't have to sacrifice anything. You can have that personalized experience in the academic world, but on our campus, you can still have that very rich traditional campus style experience in the student life side. We have a ton of student organizations. We have a ton of different opportunities in our athletic programs. We have a ton of different opportunities to have fun through student life and their office and their different activities. So just kind of jumping in. So our student organizations, we have over 35 student organizations on campus. Some of them are academic focused, some of them are interest focused. So kind of depending on what you're wanting to do and how you want to get connected, kind of depends on what you want to get connected with in the student clubs and organizations. So some examples of some academic driven organizations, those would be things like the Nursing Association. So that's probably geared towards nursing students, right? Or EdSAC, that is an organization for future teachers. We also have a pre-professional organization. So for those pre-professional programs like, pre-med and those. We have Women in Business. So this is an organization specifically for to empower women in the entrepreneurial world. So just some examples like that. There's lots of great academic focus clubs, but then there's interest clubs and organizations, things like the Ping Pong Club, which is a huge club on our campus. We have very avid ping pong players within our campus community, or things like we have an animal rights activist group on campus, or we have our student government. We have a gaming club. So there's so many different ways to get connected and have fun and be engaged just through student organizations and campus organizations. And then we have our student life and campus diversity offices and our multicultural center. In my opinion, they have the coolest job on campus because their jobs really are all about creating experiences for our students outside of the academic world. So our key programs typically deal more specifically with academic types of programs, whereas our student life is just about helping our students grow in so many different ways, whether that is bringing motivational speakers to campus or historical speakers, or bringing dueling pianos, or we have our Culture Fest every year, different opportunities like that. But then there's things like bumper cars in Alumni Hall and iceless skating. And they always do this midterm meltdown. It's about midterms right now, so y'all, this is fresh in my head. But they always do midterm meltdowns, and they do different types of activities to help de-stress students during a crazy midterm week and stuff like that. So there are so many ways that they work to engage our students, to have fun, and to fellowship, and to just get connected, because college is about making a lot of connections too, and just growing. And so they do a lot of really fun things. And then we of course have athletics. So let me get you guys over to our athletics page. So we offer 12 different varsity sports. And I won't list them all, but you'll be able to see them here. And so whether you want to play on a varsity sport, or you want to cheer in this cheering section, in the student section, there is a place for you in IU Kokomo's athletic world. And then on top of our varsity level sports, we also have intramurals. And intramurals are super fun. Essentially, if you're not familiar with what intramurals are groups of friends playing other groups of friends in a controlled league on campus. And so the biggest league on our campus is dodgeball. Everybody loves dodgeball. So you can literally grab a group of friends and get connected. But we also offer like sand volleyball in our intramurals. We offer co-ed softball. So there's a lot of different ways that you can just have fun and get connected with your friends. Okay. And now I know I mentioned earlier about the cost of our tuition being $7,800, but I want to kind of go into that a little bit more, because we've talked a lot about what IU Kokomo has to offer. There we go. I got lost for a second, guys. We're going to our dollar and cents page. So this just talks a lot about the quality and the cost. We truly are one of the most affordable experiences for what you're getting. You are getting an IU quality education for $7,800 a year. Okay, that is of course for in-state tuition rates. We do offer lots of different scholarship opportunities, okay? We have merit-based scholarships, which would be like this one, our Chancellor Scholarship, and there's the different criteria, top 10% and a 1,200 on your SAT, Dean Scholarship, and we've got some top 20% and a 1060 on your SAT. And then we have, so these are some merit-based scholarships. If you meet the criteria, you automatically get these scholarships, okay? So you're not competing against other people in an application process or anything along those lines. If you meet the criteria, you get the scholarship, okay? Now the Chancellor's is a $2,500 renewable scholarship for a total of the 4 years. And that is equals to $10,000. That's a $10,000 scholarship. And on top of that, you get a choice of a Mac or a PC laptop free. And then we have the Dean's, and that is a $1,500 renewable scholarship for a total of 4 years, which means it's a $6,000 scholarship over the course of your bachelor's degree. Great opportunities. So in addition to our merit-based scholarships, though, we have also our foundation scholarships. Foundation scholarships are through our donors and different things along those lines. Now, we have been very, very blessed at IU Kokomo with fantastic alumni that have given back in forms of scholarships. Our alumni are so supportive of ensuring that our students, our current students, and the next generation of IU Kokomo alum have the resources that they need to be successful. And so IU Kokomo, we are so proud to be able to offer over 900 foundation scholarships. And I'll be honest, the vast majority of these scholarships go to freshmen, go to our incoming class. And so I would encourage you to definitely be admitted by our December 1st deadline. This is a priority deadline. And that means that it's not that if you apply after that deadline, you wouldn't be admissible. that's not the case. You can apply at any point before the start of the semester. But what it does mean is that you would be in the running for the maximum amount of scholarship opportunity, which is what that foundation scholarships, where those kind of come into play. So December 1st of your senior year. So if you're a senior in the room today, that is going to be a date you're going to want to remember, okay, is December 1st. Now, how do you become admitted? Well, that's a great question. So we do have an Apply IU application. So if you just go on our website, I don't have the ability to throw it in the chat because there is no chat. So if you go on our website, you will be able to find our application on our website. You can apply for free because I'm going to give you our fee waiver code. So if you've got a pen and paper, I want you to write the fee waiver code down. Our fee waiver code to give you a free application today is KOVIP. Okay, so we don't want anybody to be limited to apply to our campus because of a fee. We want you all to have access to that. So once you apply, you would want your high school to send us an official copy of your transcript, okay? We do have a requirement, we've gone test optional, so as long as you have a 2.3 GPA or higher, you would be admissible to IU Kokomo, okay? If you have just a hair lower than that, we do have a conditional admit, but that's more of a conversation, okay? So as long as you have a 2.3 or higher, you would be admissible to IU Kokomo. So get those apps in, get those transcripts in, and we can get you admitted by that December 1st deadline to have you in the running for those scholarship opportunities. Now, we are test optional, which means that yes, you do not have to have an SAT score or an ACT score on our application to be admissible. But I do encourage you, if you have already taken the SAT or you are planning on taking the SAT, to go ahead and send us those scores. A lot of our foundation scholarships do still require SAT scores or ACT scores. And so in order for you to really have that full maximum scholarship opportunity, I really encourage you to get those scores to us, okay? Awesome. At this time, I am going to open it up for question and answers just about our campus in general. So if you have any questions about IU Kokomo, about college, anything that I can help you with, we'll go ahead and have you put those questions in the question and answer section. I believe it should be at the bottom of your screen where it says Q&A. So if you want to go ahead and type in those questions, then we'll get those answered for our group today. Okay, and while you're putting in some questions, I would just love to just really talk to you about filling out potentially a prospect card. So we do have prospect card opportunities, and so I'm going to have you though send me an email so that I can get you that press book. I also believe that they'll be giving me the list of participants tonight, so I will, if I don't hear from you, then I will definitely be getting that to you in about a week or so. Okay, so it doesn't look like anybody's got any questions so far. Okay, so since nobody seems to have any questions at the moment, I am going to just go over a few more things. So sometimes with the majors, I would love to just talk about a few more of these. Okay. Okay. So we've talked about nursing, we talked about business, we talked about some of those pre-professional programs. So let's go ahead and let's talk about some of our humanities, because we haven't really talked about any of those in particular. So humanities, we have a lot of different majors in our humanities, School of Humanities and Social Sciences. I had kind of mentioned the research and psychology. Another really interesting program within our humanities and social sciences, our new media art and technology program. So this program, really what it does is it incorporates the artistic side with the technical side and the technology side. So for students that are looking at doing digital media, right? You get to, or digital design, you get to really have that creative aspect of artistic and digital design, but you also get the skills to be able to kind of have that website development opportunities, and be kind of both pieces that is going to be as marketable as possible to an organization or a company. Okay. Some of other ones. So we do have, let's pre-law. I just had a student yesterday that was interested in talking to me about pre-law and emailing me. So pre-law is a program that incorporates pretty much, obviously, gets you prepared for law, right? It's pre-law. But a lot of our pre-law students also do a lot in the English and in the criminal justice. And so those are all three areas that could get you into law school. It is a lot of writing and a lot of research and things along those lines. But it's a great program, and we've had a lot of student success with the pre-law program in the past. Medical imaging technology and radiography. So radiography is the only associate's program left on our campus. It's also the most competitive program on our campus. And this comes down to you truly get full hands-on training through this particular program. You have the opportunity to learn by doing with ultrasounds, learn by doing with x-rays and different types of imaging, avenues. So the radiography program, it is, like I said, our only associate's program. And then once you finish that, you actually sit for your licensure and you become a licensed radiographer. And then at that point, the vast majority of our students do continue on to the bachelor's in the medical imaging technology. Now we do have an on-campus option for this, and then we have a fully online option to finish up that bachelor's in medical imaging technology. But hands down, a fantastic program. Okay, we talked about our pre-professional. School of Education, how could I forget about that? The School of Education is one of those areas where they have been around for a long time in the history of Indiana University Kokomo. The School of Education, you could essentially do almost anything between the K through 12 system on our campus, elementary ed, secondary education in these particular concentrations. We also have tracks for you to be dual licensed with special education, mild intervention, and elementary education, or dual licensed with the early childhood education and the elementary education. Lots of great opportunities. Something that makes our program unique. A lot of times students don't get into the school systems until they get in through their student teaching semester. Our programs start incorporating you in the school systems from day one. There's nothing worse than getting to that student teaching semester and realizing that you really don't like teaching. And so our program gets you acclimated, and you have a full idea of what the education system looks like and if it's for you or not before you get to your student teaching semester. So it really allows for you to gain that experience, gain those opportunities, and really be a solid, during your student teaching semester. Awesome. So another area, so we have sociology. We also have a applied human services program, applied sociology human services program. The human services applied sociology program that really gears you towards different types of social work aspects and things like that. It really gets you ready to do all different types of careers and things like that within human services and stuff along those lines. Awesome. Criminal justice. I haven't talked about criminal justice. Criminal justice is a fantastic program on our campus. It has 2 tracks. So the first track is a law enforcement track. Our criminal justice law enforcement track also has a cadet program. A cadet program is essentially law enforcement officers in training. And that program really allows for our students in the cadet program to work side by side with our IUPD department, okay? Our campus is consistently ranked one of the safest in public institutions in the state of Indiana, and that partly is because of our IUPD presence. But our cadet program, they get that opportunity to really learn by doing, once again, going back to who we are, through that cadet training, okay? And then we also have a forensic science track within our criminal justice that utilizes a lot of our crime lab. So we have an educational crime lab on our campus. The crime lab there's only 2 in the state of Indiana, and we're the only IU that has a facility like this. And essentially what it is students get to have hands-on learning experiences on evidence collecting, blood spatter analysis, ballistic analysis, fingerprinting analysis, things along those lines. Lots and lots of great opportunities for students in that criminal justice world, and it's hands down of one of the fastest growing programs that we have currently. Awesome. Okay, let me see if anybody has thrown any questions in here. Okay, you guys, I'm not that good at my job. I know there's questions. So something else that I would definitely love to highlight about IU Kokomo, our campus truly does have so many enriching experiences. But one thing that really you're not going to find anywhere else that does it better than us is the resources that we offer for our students. Okay, we have a ton of different resources, whether it is career and accessibility opportunities for students. Our students, they have opportunities in a career environment to kind of build that career aspect, whether it's through mock interviews, resume critiquing, things along those lines, while they're at IU Kokomo working on their bachelor's, and building that experience so that way you're as marketable as possible. We have a full office of wonderful women and wonderful staff to help you be as polished and professional as possible while you're going to achieve your education. We also have the accessibility side. So our accessibility office provides, they're kind of like a bridge. So they bridge the gap between our faculty and our students and what those needs are in order for all of our students to be able to be successful in whatever that looks like. So whether that is, you need additional test taking time, or you need a special easel in, art class for, physical impairment or something along those lines, our accessibility office is there to help you in order for all of our students, no matter what their needs are, be able to be successful. We also offer an advising center. So a lot of schools will use faculty advisors, and our campus does not use faculty advising. We have an advising center where these individuals, their full job is to help you navigate an undergrad program, whatever that program is. So we have advisors that specialize in sciences and specialize in criminal justice, and they specialize in business, so that they can make sure and ensure that you're as efficient and as successful as possible in those particular areas. And they're just experts in exactly what you need to take, exactly when you need to take it in order to finish your program on time and ready to rock and roll. Okay. We also have a multicultural center this is a fantastic office. They have such incredible resources for our diverse students, for our international students, and so we are so blessed to have this resource for our students. We have a Black student union, we have a Latino student union, we have an LGBTQ student organization, we have our international student population, and our director of diversity. She does a fantastic job at helping our student body in general have tons of opportunities just to celebrate diversity, and in the many ways that can be looked at and that can be viewed. We also strive every day to be diverse and inclusive to all of our students. And so we want to make sure that everybody is welcomed at IU Kokomo. And she and that office and our campus does a fantastic job at providing that for our students, for our current and future students. Some other resources that we offer, if our students, no matter what their needs are, we have something for everybody to help them be successful. And so some of our students are food insecure. We have different types of resources to help our students in that capacity as well. Maybe some of our students have transportation issues. IU Kokomo and the city of Kokomo offers free busing and free public transportation. So whatever those needs are, our campus really focuses on trying to ensure that we break down as many barriers as we can for the students in our community and in our region. Awesome. Let me check and see if there's any questions at this point. Doesn't look like I have any questions at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it back over to our representative from StriveScan, and we will close out our evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. I'm going to just follow up with some final reminders for our participants in the audience today, and for anybody who might watch this recording. We want to first thank you for joining us this evening. And please note that when you close this window, you're going to see a very quick 4-question survey. We'd really love for you to answer those questions to help give us some feedback for future events. Please be reminded that you can sign up for additional sessions at inacac.org/virtual college exploration. And again, a final reminder that these sessions will all be recorded and accessible on that inacac.org page /virtual college exploration. Remember, there's 2 more weeks of these awesome sessions where you can gather lots of information about lots of different colleges and universities, and we hope you take advantage of it. So thanks so much and have an awesome evening.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Hey, Sarah, I meant to introduce myself. I'm Melinda Stefan from Carmel High School. I'm not a StriveScan person, but I forgot. I totally in my anxiousness and trying to get this started and off to a good foot, I totally didn't introduce myself. I forget that my name's not on there because they make us sign into a StriveScan Zoom. And so as I'm halfway through, I'm like, I didn't even introduce myself, tell her who I was. I did that last time too, although I knew all of the presenters pretty well in the last one I did. But I know your name and I know we've talked before.
Yeah.
So
I just don't think I had a face to the name, and that's why I was like, oh gosh, I don't remember what her name is.
I totally why you said that, because I did not say who I was, and you can't tell by my the screen. So
yeah.
No, they actually asked for volunteers essentially.
Okay.
To help start and finish these. So, but I guess I'm technically supposed to get off now. So I just wanted to make sure that you knew who I was. And we all appreciate you doing this for our students for sure.
No, absolutely. Thank you so much. And you have a great day.
You too. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.